everyone. There we go. We have gotten through it. Hey, thank you all for the follows. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so very much for all the follows. I really do appreciate it. Thank you also to Laser and Caldor for the raids today. We are here ready to go into our final best of 3 of the day. On the left-hand side, it's going to be the members of Team Sweden, the members of Team France on the right side. And it's going to be Team France 1. For those that don't know, we do label if it is a Team 2 or 3. Well, we actually don't have any 3s anymore, right? So, let's see. We have the coin flip, if I'm not mistaken, won by Team Sweden. They opted in for first pick priority, which will be map choice coming out from Team France. As most of you already know, it's the Meta Madness style of draft. The 10 heroes that are picked and played are unavailable for future maps within this best of 3. The bans at the top of the screen do not carry over. So Thrall and Blaze could be played in map 2 if they are not banned away once again. But Towers of Doom will be the kickoff here. Double Bruiser ban out from Team Sweden. Thrall and What to be removed by France. A lot of Chromie play lately has been popular and strong. We also have a lot of Sylvanas priority bans. I too am having stomach issues today. I don't know what it is. I think every caster today is having stomach issues because I don't know what it is. I've had wicked bad heartburn. But Sylvanas is not bad. Anduin can be a consideration. There's just a menagerie of different heroes of what do you not want to deal with. Junkrat will see, I think, his second ban of the day overall. And a snap pick onto Johanna out from Team Sweden. What is France? Oh, I'm sorry, is there already a 58,000 on Team Sweden? All right, nicely done. Johanna's going to be the kickoff here. We could see a potential variant. We did see Masquerade run that earlier today with a charge taunt into a Johanna as well with the Shatter Throw 13. And Chromie to follow that up isn't too bad. But we'll see a Sylvanas and a Brightwing for Team France. Good mobility. Spell Armor, Haunting Wave, Mind Control is nice. Wailing Arrow could be a playmaker. We see a lot more Mind Control lately, so I think that might be the avenue she leads into. Brightwing, Polymorph, Curterize, and all that. We did see Uki earlier taking that Greater Polymorph and Dream Shot. That was mostly because they were up against the Hammer. Dahaka, Maiev, Johanna, a really big control composition coming out from Team Sweden. Stark. Yeah, a lot of control with Umbral Drag, Condemn, Bless Shield. What are we looking at with our mid-ban phase? We still need a heal on the left side. I could honestly see this be an Anduin ban. Anduin with Maiev, Dahaka, Johanna's not too bad. I'll get rid of the Falstead, actually. Okay. Falstead has been drawing a lot of priority bans and a lot of priority picks as well. His auto build is solid. Q build is pretty decent, honestly. I think W build is trash can, and that's where it belongs. I really think that we should bring back the bribe stead, so we get the bribing on camps. That was so much better. When you had Lightning Rod with bribing and stuff, oh god, I missed that. Deathwing will be removed as well. He also has been drawing a lot of popularity in the ban and pick department, as his buffs in the most recent patch are really benefiting him in his playstyle and aggression and damage. He's really sitting in a pretty good spot. I think a few people are like, why doesn't Hour of Twilight get hit more often? I honestly think that Hour of Twilight's in a fine spot for how many stacks you need, for how much bonus you get from it too. It also does kind of feel like an ARAM goal, realistically, much like Muradin with its Hammer Time.
A great destiny.
There's the variant that I was kind of anticipating up against the Johanna. We have a Urel as well. Last 2 picks on the side of Team Sweden. I like the idea of some sort of mage for poke, like either Mephisto or Chromie. Both of them are up and available, and you can go into that Anduin still. You could consider an Ana as well. Ana would be a great way for the healing debuff into phase shift from Brightwing. You could also consider a Deckard Cain here with Emerald, but I think Biotic Grenade, I really do think Chromie Ana would be solid.
This realm needs me.
Lucio and Li Ming isn't too bad. You get that spell burst that I'm hoping for. The thing is, though, Brightwing does have that spell armor. You got shield wall maybe from Varian. Urel is gonna, I mean, she has physical armor, but Urel is Urel, and she has 500 buttons. Does have that Ardent Defender as well. Genji last pick. He's got spell armor at level 7, as we often do see picked up. Pretty good draft from both sides. As I said beforehand, if you're not following, be sure to hit the follow button, get yourself some channel points, and gamble them away. And let's get into it. Map number 1 of the final best of 3 of the day. Thanks again for hanging out. And if you stuck around from the raid, you're awesome. I appreciate you. And if you work for Blizzard, I happen to be free for BlizzCon this year. Just saying. I'd love to come cast Heroes of Storm, the best MOBA at BlizzCon. Yeah. Grew a beard, got a U.S. citizenship, moved to California, lives in a forest, has an adorable dog named Bandit. Yeah. And is Romanian. A whole shift in country origin and everything. Yeah. He did. Yeah, thank you, Stark. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the actual answer. Left side of the map is going to be Team Sweden in the final best of 3 of the day. For Towers of Doom, map number 1, we've got Amake Li Ming, Burgolt Lucio, Skog Johanna, GMIF, Max Passion Dahaka. Right side of the map will be Team France. You're looking at a Yasu Sylvanas, Banana Brightwing, Masquerade Varian, Ju on the Genji, and Dayquaza is your Urel.
The battle begins.
Celerando for your Lucio, a Zealous Glare, Dauntless, Agile
5,
Dismount,
4,
Lion's Maw,
3,
Enhanced Agility.
2, 1. Let the
Beginning
battle
nice
begin.
Memento, maybe? Power Hungry Li Ming. Okay. No Aether Walker. Pursuit of Vengeance for the Maiev. Right Wing's Hypershift and Sylvanas. Unrelenting Torment. I'd say Shadow Dagger 1 is the more popular, but we still see Overwhelming Affliction at Might of the Banshee Queen, and it actually is Overwhelming Affliction at level 1 for her. Dahaka went for the drag. Immediately, Dayquaza had the Righteous Hammer into the wave, so that'll interrupt that. We do have Make already set up on the left-hand side for the Sapper camp. Johanna going to start soaking bottom lane. Burgolt is going to keep that speed boost active. Just kind of floating between the camp and the wave here, just in case Johanna or the allies need assistance. And actually, Burgolt might be advancing into Team France's camp. That's a Condemn activation. A lot of damage into this Johanna. The shield glass there. Dahaka brush talking in as well. We do have the camp being invaded. Face shift from Brightwing onto the Masquerade health bar. And they will live as Sylvanas sidesteps the drag. Gia with a Phantom Eye of hit. And that's that. So Dahaka did burn Brush Talk to join in, which gives the opportunity for Urel to inspire the minion wave and get some damage on this Fort Gate immediately. Also, some experience lost because we no longer have that reduced experience. If you miss the 6-second window to get the experience, that's it. I do to this day really want, if we can add in Saint Dev, wherever you may be, can we add in one more line of missed experience? I would love to be able to see how much experience was missed. I mean, there is the, you can kind of compare the two minion things, but I just think that'd be a really cool stat to see. Just to have it nicely spelled out for us. I think we've gone through all the level 1s, the Lion's Maw on 1 stat currently, and we're waiting for our first objective, which is going to be top left and right as always. The RNG location will be in the lower section of the map. We can either have it in the center or bottom, so it'll be on bottom here. Announced in about 30 seconds, contestable in about 60. Whoa, hello, Dominance Li Ming. No Triumvirate level 4, okay. A bit of a different build that we don't really see this very often. It's pretty much, I'd say the vast majority of Li Mings are Aether Walker, Triumvirate with your Calamity level 7. Maybe we'll see some variety at 7 too. Charge Stomp from Varian, expected level 4 from him. Dem out from the Johanna. She does have Subdue, but not Subdone. We do have the Subwoofer on Burgolt as well.
The order will rise shortly, heroes. Be ready.
And I'm going to check really quickly. Dahaka Brushstock timer's at 14 seconds if you're wondering. So he will be able to grab this objective and Brushstock into bottom if needed. Otherwise, he's probably just going to be able to match into our Urel double soak. Spirit of Vengeance. No activation for the teleport.
Go forth and claim the
Slight experience advantage on the left-hand side for the side of Sweden.
demands it.
Skog will be interrupted by a Lion's Fang. Lucio actually, it looks like Urel is delaying out left side a little bit. Dahaka goes for this channel. Urel is getting another wave in top. Right wing interrupted almost by a Spirit of Vengeance, just backs away, just not take free damage. Dahaka finishes top left. Is he going to brush talk? No, he's probably going to stay up there against the Urel. Who comes out on top of this? It does seem like France is back twice. Sweden may have the opportunity to step in and get the channel. Shugler goes out onto the Genji. Sylvanas takes a little bit of damage. The Arcane Orb misses. And Yasu gets the Haunting Wave to safety. An Iron Skin from Johanna. Subdue slow. Didn't get that quadra hit just yet. A swift strike out from Genji. Burgle will take this opportunity to try and get a channel. Meanwhile, huge damage on Amake. Burgle will get the channel in time. Skog is low. Only one to be lost in team. Skog is fine. I can't believe Genji. I thought a shuriken was going to be enough right there, an auto attack, but it must have missed her. I don't know what ended up happening, but Johanna doesn't go down. Lucio's going to be able to amp up and roll away into mid lane, pick up the experience there. As this camp invade is going to be successful from the side of Team France, I don't think that they're going to be able to contest this from Sweden. On from Varian onto the Maiev. Sapper camp is pretty much cleared out. I don't think one of them did make it into lane. Gonna get a small charge. Sidewall taken down. Brightwing, Arcane Flare connecting. Center and bottom location coming through, as that's gonna be Masquerade. Not pulled back by Number Bind. I thought there was the animation for that, but I guess it wasn't applied to Gia's Glaive. Sylvanas finishes out top right camp, or the right side camp for Sappers for bottom. Another jump in from Genji. That laugh in the background means the boss is up. We're 5 minutes into the map. And we'll see the announcement for the next objective momentarily. While that is going to be happening, let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers, get an idea of a damage healing experience thus far in map number 1 of this final series of the day. Sapper makes it in. A lot of health bars on Sweden side low. 2 more Sappers open up this lane a little bit further. Skog is going to try and back away from the deflect of Genji, and Umbral Bind onto 2. The face for Brightwing is good. The Soothing Mist, level 7 does trigger, and Genji does go down to the Elune's Wrath of that Maiev, and Lucio chases onto Brightwing. Big damage from Make, and a double kill picked up by Team Sweden. This could be 8 shots into the core of France for a 12-point difference between these two teams. Wow.
Do not let the Gravekeeper's cronies reach the
Our solo laners continue to do their solo lane duties.
You have done
A bit of poke onto the fort gate at bottom. Heroic-wise, left side, gonna be the isolation. Containment disc, bless shield, high five, and wave of force. We already saw the taunt earlier from level 4. Dahaka's gonna step into the bush and see the Sylvanas and the Urel. He's gonna burrow. Does have Lurk Restraint as you hear that. Drag lands, Fascia from Brightwing. Here comes the members of Sweden though, the isolation misses. Haunting Wave into the Condemn. The Bless Shield comes out from Johanna, the Umbral Bind pulling Yasu back, and that will be Li Ming. Taken down, Shuriken Mastery from Genji completed. As it is Ardent Defender, X-Strike, Blink Heal, Sylvanas' Wailing Arrow, and Varian with the Shield Wall. As we talked about a bit in draft for the potential of that burst protection. Massive difference in HP right now in the cores. Still set up for 4-4 in shots. Bottom lane bell tower will be next. You've got your Johanna stepping into Genji. And I'd say about a half a level is formed between these two teams. Sweden advancing forward with those kills. And it's another 4 stacks for Varian. Still a ways to go for Yasu. Less than 200 stacks on that Black Arrow baseline. Urel comes over the wall with the Avenging Wrath and the Righteous Hammer. Creates the space to steal the camp. That will be a containment disc triggering on a Masquerade. As Lucio's able to high five and back off with the allies. Camp stolen. 1 Sapper charges in to open up the gate further. Yasu getting beaten up a bit. Has to Haunting Wave to the right side. Masquerade still stepping up. Loon's Wrath. You see all those falling down, those shooting daggers right there from the Maiev. The Umbral Bind to pull people around. The Thrust Stock from Dahaka. Haunting Wave to the right side as Dahaka Darkstorm is active. The isolation landing onto the Varian. Is there a drag? The Wave of Force of Li Ming. Dahaka Lurk Restraint. Bonk as well. The Wailing Arrow to the backline. Huge silence application. Containment disconnects onto the Brightwing. Deflect from Genji. Umbral Bind looking to maybe pull Yasu again. Fan of Knives. Elune's Wrath getting so many resets and triggers. Make is low. Swift Strike from Genji confirms the setup for Urel's kill. Is there a drag from Dahaka? He is feeding Frenzy 7. Lands the drag immediately onto Urel, and she'll be taken down by Lucio Soundwave. Gia able to blink to the side. Can Genji get the fatal bout of damage? He is going to be hit with reverse amp. Deflect, but no kill. And there still is this objective just below, by the way. The objective is still here. Fascia from Brightwing. Peekaboo application from 7. No critical missed picked up. Misspoke earlier. And Banana gets this channel, so it's going to be an 8-point game. My gosh. So we'll see the preview on the minimap for the next round of objectives. We do have 13 talents here coming in faster for Sweden. The big one is going to be here for France in just a moment with that Shatter Throw, I assume, on the Varian. I think that's going to be a nice tool. Yep. Masquerade typically goes into that, especially up against the Johannas. What do we got Make and friends doing setting up here? G checks the bush with some shurikens. There's a condemn from Johanna. Varian's Lion Maw is done. The Spirit of Vengeance is in from Maiev. No teleport activation. The Emerald Bind pulling Masquerade to the side. A Containment Disc will capture Sylvanas. Righteous Hammer to push Skog around. Did see a Blessed Shield bounce around. It's on 56 second cooldown. The Hawker Brush Talks in the bottom. His enhanced agility at 5 stacks. He has mount speed for 4 seconds after exiting a bush. Wailing Arrow's big again onto the enemy team, but this fight is massive in the bottom lane. Another Soothing Mist from Brightwing. Yasu, low 50%. Dayquaza has the Divine Seed instant mount. 2 seconds on an Ardent Defender. And the top left and right bell towers will be summoned soon. Typically these are traded unless France plays aggressive. If they do, we could see an even score game. Oh, Dahaka, I don't think he has a way to get out of this, especially with that polymorph. Lucio does get a small consolation prize of that subwoofer being completed. But with Dahaka dead, that timer at 27 seconds, I could legit see this being France invading. But with Sylvanas and Brightwing showing in bottom, nah. Maybe you get a delay up from Varian, not even there. There's G and Skog's zoning Masquerade back. Spirit of Vengeance through the allied side camp for Gia just to play it safe.
Lord will not keep me from this realm.
28 to 20. Still that 8-point game as we had mentioned. 16 talents here looming for both, a level away just about. Urel's going to get a camp from top lane for a bit more experience and pressure onto the top lane fort, which will be converted into a keep value, and we'll have the center teleport opening up at the 12-minute mark, or 30 seconds after the objective phase. You can't have the upgrade happen during the contested phase. Only the countdown, or obviously like right now. Dem, Gia with a Umbral Bind onto Yasu. Tons of damage onto the Sylvanas. There will be a Containment Disc onto your Brightwing. Wailing Arrow out from Sylvanas, but it won't stop the pressure of Team Sweden. X-Strike onto Make, wanting to get the kill into Li Ming, but Make is able to blink to the side. This is going to be another Umbral Bind to pull this Genji back in. Some Phantom Knives will come out. The Spirit of Vengeance, no teleport forward, as Dahaka is still going to be clearing things out in top lane. Looks like some Sappers did make it in, but this is triple Alter Phase coming up next. Mirror Ball up the frequency. Holy Renewal. You do have your Vengeful Knives. Tunneling Claws, but yeah, that up the frequency for Lucio as well. There's the center teleport opening up. Towers are now keep values, and there's the announcement of the objective. 24 seconds to go. Is there a conversion of bottom lane bell tower? Containment is going to Masquerade. Sappers, unfortunately, 2 of them charge in for... Oh, no, no! One of them charged in. I thought they both activated onto that one side tower, but not going to be the case. What's up, Owl? So are we looking at an 8-4 trade? Technically a 4 trade, realistically? Or I guess a 4 loss, right, for France? Urel gets right side, Dahaka gets left. 24 to 16 still. Can France get this center objective to close the core health gap down to 4? Taunt immediately onto the Johanna. Her Iron Skin broken by that Shatter Throw. High five from Lucio. X-Strike from Genji. There was a Blessed Shield out from the Johanna. The Wailing Arrow onto the Dahaka. He's going to get Polymorph. The high five from Lucio. Get some Essence activation. Containment Disc onto Urel. Arcane Orb is big damage onto Yasu, who will activate. Will Forsaken level 16 Variants. The first one to be taken down the Wave of Force onto this Sylvanas. Lucio trying to chase in. Polymorph from Brightwing. Lucio's a crab, but reverse amp is good. Sylvanas will be taken down. Dahaka, does he have a drag for Dayquaza? Nice Righteous Hammer, Divine Steed to back away. And I think it's just going to be the 4 extra shots going in. 24 to 12. And with the death timers where they sit, is there any consideration for boss? I doubt it.
I am Lord of this realm, and it will not be stolen from me.
Alright, so Sappers available for bottom lane, 44 seconds on the right side Sappers. Just keeping bottom. And a about 80% health. Li Ming with some magic missiles and his shield poke. Arcane orbs, and does have that mirror ball, as I mentioned, at level 16. Inspired minion wave getting great damage in. Sappers, I don't think it's actually quite close. 1, 2. The third is needed, but the fight breaks out once again in lane. And actually, that Sapper does charge in, so Bell Tower converted. Single objective in the center of the map should be announced in a few seconds here. We'll see if 5 shots will rain into the core of Team France, and if Sweden can continue to hold the advantage on this map, number 1. Enhanced agility, 1 stack away for Dahaka. Feeding Frenzy at 2, so 1.25 second cooldown per auto. Banner in the bush, Fan of Knives may have been seen scouting. Yasu gets damage over the wall, and I don't think will Haunting Wave. Might want the globe here. I think that's why they were kind of sticking around a little bit. And there's the objective announcement.
The altars
Here's the big thing, though, for the side of Team Sweden. They have what I would say is easily a 2-level lead. The talent tier 20 advantage is almost here as well. But they will lose the bottom bell tower, so it could only be 4 shots into Team France core. Shield Glare, Varian, Shadow Throw onto Skog.
Take the altars and put an
Vigorous
end
Vaulter
to
automatically
the great
achieved. Mixing
keeper.
Fire, Repulsion, Indestructible. Shadow Orb Huntress, if memory serves right. Yep. And your Contagion. Shadow Orb Huntress activate to increase move speed and attack speed by 40% for 5 seconds. Recharge Shadow Orb by dealing physical damage to enemy heroes 10 times. Flesh Shield out from the Johanna. A lot of damage onto Sylvana. She pops the Will Forsaken. Maeva still trying to chase in. The containment just lands on a Brightwing, and Yasu will be taken down. Dahaka, Enhanced Agility has been completed. Is there a drag? There was an isolation. Skog, Indestructible, will trigger here, trying to break vision against the Genji. Spirit of Vengeance again from Maiev. Skog with 100 and something HP. Lucio, reverse amp. Amp It Up is active. Genji will be able to back away through the bottom objective area. Top left and right bell towers coming up next, but this is Yrel able to get the top lane keep in their favor. Still a level to go for 20. Is this a boss call to maybe make the next objective GG? Masquerade may be taken down. The banner comes down. He has that spell banner for the 12 seconds or until it's taken out, and that's a reset for Li Ming. They're absolutely going to call for boss here. Next objective, left side, will be enough with the current standings. Genji trying to convert bottom lane with the incoming minion wave. But with no announcement of the objective, I still think that it's very plausible for boss plus top left bell tower conversion in favor of Team Sweden. Then they just play for this left side objective. Doc actually looks like he's trying to lay out bottom lane a little bit, but yeah, that's not happening. Max Passion will tap Bush and walk away. But, I mean, the damage here is definitely enough to take this down.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
The Hawk continues to clear things out, using that enhanced agility to get away from the enemies. Let's get in with the Shadow Dagger, and this is full defense. Maki gets the channel. Avenging Wrath over the wall. The drag misses. The Seraphim is going to be there as well for Yrel. Flesh Shield going out. The Wailing Arrow only hitting onto 2, I think, right there. Right side channel by Brightwing during all of this, but Genji gets taken down. Varian using the center teleport to jump in. Lucio mixing fire. Burgold will get sniped by Varian. 1 for 1. Johanna, does her indestructible trigger? No, and this looks like Team France will continue this map number 1, Towers of Doom. Dequaza with the channel, and it's 16-4. Boss up in 3:49. Bottom left camp up in 1:05, and right side is available. Could be seeing that as the rotation out from Team France for bottom pressure onto the enemy keep. Wow, what a turnaround on that one. And it's what, 120? I thought that it was available. Did it? It's back now, so it must have just been slightly still on cooldown. Li Ming is going to try and poke, but Varian steps up, eats all the damage with a shield wall level 10.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point, Stark, too. That's a good point as well. Could have Shattering Throat it. That's very true. It is going to be gains a shield equal to max amount of her health for 4 seconds. Yeah, good point. Well, single objective, center of the map, 3 to 5 in shots, and we're keeping a watch on that boss timer, 2-minute 40. Johanna gets the condemn. Umbral Bind to maybe pull Varian into the death zone. He does get it with a containment disc. Is there an immediate burst blow up onto Varian? No. Mana Knives, reverse amp. We do have the sappers working their way in through bottom lane. 8 shots will not be going through, or at least 3 shots from the sappers won't be going through. The assumption is that there will be the 5 picked up by Team France while Sweden converts this bell tower, but no, they're gonna play for the defense in this, I think.
Heroes, claim the altars in my name.
I say that as they back off and will work on their bottom. Okay. 11 to 4, boss 1 minute 45. Sappers in bottom lane, can they be fed in for 3 more shots? Varian, deep dive, wave of force to try and push him into the death zone. That's a lot of damage into Gio, who's gonna get a quick high five as well. Bottom lane wave, cleared away, keeps still in favor of Team France. Next objective is bottom location as well. So it's going to be a more difficult rotation in from Sweden, as they can only really kind of come through the dead center of the map, maybe through the sapper camp area as well. 346 for your Sylvanas baseline. Still 2 feeding frenzy stacks with the Dahaka. He's trying to do his best to get some split pressure, playing in the double soak still. Team France with the late game hold and control, but can Sweden reel it back in? 30 seconds for the next objective. We didn't talk about the level 20s on the right side at all, but Seraphim, living weapon reset potential. It is going to be your Glory to the Alliance. They going to try and play for boss? I think they are. I think they're going to try and play for boss. Like, Dahaka's showing mid. Camp over here is being worked on. Brightwing setting up for a bottom objective. Are they forgetting about... Okay, we see the assist ping. Yep, and the rotation's coming through. Okay. All right. Laugh of boss is there. Shuriken's fine. That's a blessed shield into Varian. Immediately looking for the burst onto him, but shield wall comes through. Big wailing arrow. Polymorph as well. Extract from the Genji. Containment disc onto him. Taunt from Varian lands on a scope. The high five for Lucio will be connecting onto a couple allies. He does have that mixing fire level 20 as well. Sappers in bottom pushing in. Doc is going to brush talk to bottom lane to try and steal those 3 shots. But it'll be a 11-1 game. There's going to be your indestructible activated for scope, but the swift strike afterwards is enough. 11-1, but I'm assuming this is a boss call from... Oh, excuse me, 8-1. 4-1. Boss call indeed. All right, man, oh man. 96 seconds for indestructible, and we have got such a close map number 1 between these 2 teams.
Has destroyed
Containment disc onto Urel. She was avenging Wrath back onto this camp to seal it away, and it won't be picked up by the side of Team France. Sweden now looking to back away. No Johanna for 28 seconds. Sapper camp gives experience, no lane value. Big thing, as I mentioned, bell tower converted back over to the side of Sweden. Next objective, center and bottom. One of these teams need one. Who will get it? It's the real question. Sylvanas is done with her baseline. Black arrows. She has that healing value by 25%, doubled against enemy heroes when they are afflicted with 3 stacks of Banshee Curse. Tense, tight. Great map number 1. Johanna steps through the center teleport. There's going to be altar spawning here in a moment. Masquerade. There's a blessed shield to follow up after he had his shield wall ending. A wailing arrow into the back line. Johanna Iron's indestructible 20-second cooldown. Banner goes out. It all comes down to this. Need to watch both on both sides. Urel going for the channel. Lucio will have an interrupt.
Let the Gravekeeper's cronies reach the altars before you.
Taunt from Varian into the Johanna. Dahaka over on the bottom of the map is a little damaged here. Umbral Bind to maybe pull Masquerade. As Dahaka looks for a drag, is unable to find a pull onto anyone. Containment discount to Yasu. Lucio amps it up. Let's do the miss from Brightwing afterwards. The extract from Genji. Skog is getting really low. The high five from Lucio. One health needs to be channeled. Skog will be getting the Iron Skin as Urel has a Avenging Wrath delay. Couple. Ooh, that's a good push off onto Genji, but he'll be able to switch track to safety. She is able to get the vault to the Wardens to avoid some of the incoming damage. Johanna hit with a Righteous Hammer is going to trigger the Indestructible. Seraphim Urel looking for the Avenging Rat to take down Skog. The Shield Glare misses. Maev will fall. Johanna picked up as well. Brightwing has the channel, and that is going to be a hard-fought map number 1, but it is going to be the members of Team France taking victory with 1 HP and a dream. GG, well played. Wow, wait. Well then. Take a screenshot if you'd like. We're going to go ahead and cycle through all these stats, and then we'll get some ads out of the way. Consider subscribing if you would like to use your Prime Gaming. We are currently 9 subs away from an April Discord movie night number 3. We have a lot of fun stuff on the channel. We use the sub goals to be able to achieve those fun events for the stream and our community. So if you have a Prime Gaming, if you'd like to start a tier 1, if you were gifted a sub and would like to continue through, it's all appreciated. And don't forget to follow the channel. Get yourself some free channel points. We do have follower mode on. It's a 0-minute follower. It just helps us get rid of the bots and stuff like that. So support the channel. Support Here's the Storm. Hey, and if you work for Blizzard, tell them that they should hire me for BlizzCon, because I kind of love this game, and I'm pretty good at casting it, I'd say. I've only worked in Heroes of the Storm for the last, 6 years. Welcome back, everybody, into what could be the final map of the day. On the left-hand side is going to be Team Sweden. On the right side is going to be Team France. This is a best-of-3 series with the Meta Madness draft rules. So the 10 heroes we saw in map number 1 cannot be played again. No Sylvanas, Johanna, Varian, etc. But the bans didn't carry over, so we could potentially see a Blaze if he's not banned out. Thrall could be a priority as well. You know what's really surprised me is we have, even on double soak maps, we have not seen a lot of Kerrigan. I know Kerrigan had her stackage increase, the baseline Ravage, increase from, what was it, 85 to 125? And then the 250 mark as well for the Mythic. But it has not seemed like a lot of Kerrigans have really struggled with that on double soak maps. I've seen a lot of Kerrigans on Tomb of the Spider Queen do fine, Infernal Shrines, Volskaya Foundry, which isn't in this tournament. But Thrall Hogger will continue to be banned away. Hogger, phenomenal for this map for camp bounce setup and such. Deathwing will be banned away once again. What does France want to remove? They get rid of the Blaze. So very similar drafts to map number 1. As first pick was opted in for the losing side of Sweden. Is there a main tank they want to start with? Is it an early Gul'dan? Gul'dan is just phenomenal on a map like this for double soak, wave clear. We had Brightwing and Anduin played in the first map there. Oh, we'll go Falstead, okay. First pick, Falstead priority. I would assume with it being double soak, it's auto build, but I can see a Q build possibility, depending on what the enemy draft looks like and how the rotations are going to be had. Oh gosh, Tyrael's up. I mean, Arthas is up. I like Arthas quite a bit for these games. I know he typically gets played more so in maps like 3, 4, and 5, but with the Hanzo, maybe an early Diablo? No, Tyrael, okay. All right. Hanzo Tyrael could be an angle for Team France to go into a Sergeant Hammer, potentially. With Falstead, what do we want to be pairing into that? You've got Gust potential. We could be looking into a Stitches direction. Could go like Stitches Junkrat, Stitches Malfurion, so you get the Hook, Gorge, Gust away the enemies. Granted, Nah, I don't think so, actually.
Fight to my last breath.
Because you got Dragon's Arrow, you've got a Judgment Material, maybe, Sanctification, possibly. So, yeah, I think there's already stuff in the way of a Stitch's composition. But Diablo Rhaegar with the Falstead's not a bad pickup for Sweden. Could see a Junkrat ban, could be just another solo lane ban as well. I mean, Max Passion does like their Chen, so we could see a target ban onto Chen just to get rid of that. Chen value on this map, I think, is pretty good with displacement and control, but it is going to be a Medivh removal. Okay. Is there any consideration for a Sergeant Hammer ban here? We did talk about it momentarily for Team France. Tyrael with Hammer's pretty good. Hanzo Poke is nice with that as well. Hammer on this map is not too bad. Get rid of Leoric here. Interesting. What are we gonna see for solo lane? Yrel Dehaka's already been played. Brawl is down, Hogger's down, Blaze is down. And Diva's up. We saw a little bit of her earlier today. Imperius is maybe an option.
My blades are yours.
So Ariel with the Sonya, nearly a full Diablo composition for Team France. Hanzo as well, they'll flex that last pick. They can go into a mage, they can pick up Gul'dan, Kael'thas, Jaina. Kael'thas has been played a bit more on Infernal Shrines. Heck, they could go into the Kerrigan. I actually don't hate the idea of a Kerrigan for Sweden. I think you could actually do a pretty good job with Kerrigan double soak and stuff, but Kerrigan for the side of Sweden, I like it a lot. I think it works with the dive composition of Diablo, Rhaegar. Diva has a bit of control as well. I was thinking it was going to be a Chen, but looks like they'll save that if we make it into a map number 3. Granted, Sonya just spears into Chen while he drinks and then interrupts him, so that's kind of annoying to deal with. So Diva kind of the harasser against Sonya a bit too. I'd love for this last pick to be some sort of mage, but it's going to be a Malthael instead. So is Malthael in the 4-man, or is Sonya in the 4-man? I think it's going to be Malthael 4-man. Well, let's load on in, get your gambles in, and see what we got going on for what could be the final map of the day. Make it a big gamble. Any quarter millies out there? Excuse me. And once again, everyone, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate the raids coming in from Laser and Kaldor. If you're new to the stream, welcome on in. We stream 6 days a week. We got a lot of great content here. Typically Tuesdays and Thursdays we do Heroes Lounge or NGS. Wednesdays we do some Kaizo Mario. Fridays we typically do some sort of suffering like a FromSoft game. And then Saturdays and Sundays we typically cast as well. So a lot of fun stuff here. We do painting streams, cooking streams, our annual Yule-log stream. We did a hot tub stream back in February. Actual literal hot tub stream. I played ARAM in a hot tub. But thanks for hanging out, everyone. Be sure to follow if you're not, and let's get into it. Oh, and if you're also looking for more content, !YouTube, check out the YouTube channel. Sweden on the left-hand side. Make, Falstad, Skog, Diablo, Kerrigan, Gia, Burgold, Rhaegar, and Max Passion, Diva. The right side is going to be France with a Yasuo, Malthael, Masquerade, Tyrael, Banana, Ariel, Dayquaza, Sonya, and Ju on the Hanzo. Death's Reach, Warpaint, Sonya. Wow, I have not seen that in ages. Simple Geometry, Hanzo, Colossal Totem, Justice for All, Feast on Fear, Diablo, a auto attack build for your Falstad with a frequent flyer.
3, 2,
Pro moves on the Diva, and a full metal. Pro moves is purple. And Kerrigan Fury, the Swarm. Searing Light for the Ariel is the last one I believe we did not mention, as Hanzo Scatter hits, but no stacks. Good to see you, Joy. Saw you in the last map, but good to see you. See if Sweden can take us to a map 3. Hammering's immediately poking out onto the wave. So Kerrigan stackage, by the way, at the 100 mark for 125 additional damage, and the 250 mark for the 200 additional damage. 325 damage. can be built up on that Ravage. It is not an active quest. You only get your stacks when you are... Sorry, you only get your damage increase when you actually finish out your stacks. Some talents are active. Zul'jin, Headhunter, you get that percent-based damage increase as you are getting the stacks. And then the final reward being the 1.1 Rage upgrade, as that's going to be a lot of damage on the banana. There's going to be a quick self-heal from this Ariel. Gia almost has the burst, but Team France will still get the camp. No one dies. A fire stump out from Diablo in the rotation up into mid. Sonya is going to be forcing Max Passion back a little bit in this mech. Gets a little slam onto the fort gate of top as well. Well said, flying into the top lane. Dayquaza boosted into, but there's not going to be enough damage or time to be able to pressure the Sonya for a kill. Yasu gets a quick heal from Banana, gets that crown, as we also will see. It's going to be an Arcane Punisher for top lane. Masquerade is a little displaced on the left-hand side and will be taken down. 14-13, down to 11. I apologize. Looks like Kerrigan was able to get the Ravage in. And keep in mind, that's 7 stacks if you do have the Ravage kill onto an enemy hero. 5 for the Falstead for a kill. Still 1 for both of them on their minion stackage. But a nice start for Team Sweden. Kinetic Fulmination for the Kerrigan, damaging enemy heroes. Increase the damage of Kerrigan's next Impaling Blade within 10 seconds by 10, up to 100%. D.Va stepping out here, but Dayquaza is aware that this D.Va, I think, is baiting. Dayquaza might try and get the half kill for some sort of experience. The slam won't come through. There won't be enough damage from the slam, and Sonya gets taken down. Team Sweden, 3-0 in kills. 3/4 of a level lead as they're just over 6 to the enemy's 5.5 or so. Okay, barrel rolling to safety. Overpower from Diablo. Shadow charge into the wall. That's going to be Yasu taking a lot of damage. Max Passion low. Mech Explosion will be utilized. No nuclear option for the D.Va as Fallen Shaman right side is pushed in. Kerrigan doing double soak. Now, it's really common to see Kerrigan's just Kerrigan teams to avoid the first objective and let her double soak during the meanwhile. 1 for the experience, obviously, and 2, of course, for her baseline stackage. Shadow charge from the Diablo. D.Va boosting in once again. Actually, Malthael matching the Kerrigan. She's on her way to top lane. 4v4 around the objective pit. 5 to 8 in Skeleton Defenders leaning in favor of Team Sweden now, actually, as they jump to 10. Taven Strike. Repeated defense with 1 stack. Kerrigan. Primal Grasp with the Impaling Blade sets up the kill for Diablo into Malthael. A 4th kill to the side of Team Sweden, who are saying, you know what, that map one was a fluke, and we're going to go ahead and take victory in map number 2, as I can't believe the Diablo overpower into the Impaling Blades. And this is objective to the side of Sweden, and they get a couple kills. Kerrigan's going to go double soak. 69 stacks for the Kerrigan, 65 for the Falstead, 17 simple geometry on the Hanzo, and 1 repeat defense for your Ariel, as this is a blast off of a map number 2 for Team Sweden. Life Leech level 4, as well as your Diabolical Momentum at level 7 for the Diablo. Big auto build. Stun coming through onto a couple. Looks like overpowered Shadow Charge onto Dayquaza, but no wall collision. Punisher still 30 or so percent. D.Va boosting in. Let's have that hit the Nitrous at level 7. Hanzo Simple Geometry has been completed. Punisher gets to jump onto 2 enemies. The Arcane Blades are still spinning, and Sweden gets a fort. Rare at this level of play. D.Va Mech Explosion. Dayquaza is going to be able to back away, and Hanzo gets the natural agility over the wall. 6-0 in kills, as we are encroaching onto Kerrigan's first upgrade or milestone for her baseline Ravage. 1 stack needed for the 125 damage increase. While the allies get mid, she'll finish out or start a camp in bottom. Let's not forget what. How you doing, bud? Good to see you. Diablo souls are complete. Actually, no, he has a reduced soul consumption. Since he gets to level 10, and it is Apocalypse, Ultralisk, Gust, Ancestral, and micro missiles, which we've been seeing a bit more, which I very much do like. Bunny hop is good. I really like micro missile value. Timing attack level 20 is pretty cool as well. Kerrigan had been pushing the minion wave and the Impaler camp on this bottom lane fort gate. He didn't look at when the Punisher went down, but I'd venture a guess we're about 2 minutes away from our Punisher being contestable. Tame Strike missing onto Skog. We have Masquerade looking to back away. Another overpowered Shadow Charge onto Yasu, who's going to be able to Soul Rip and heal up a little bit. The Ultra Summon. Yasu jumps back into the enemy. Still doesn't have 10, and Yasu heading to the left-hand side inevitably will be taken down. Kerrigan ravaging in 120 of the 250 stacks needed for her. Falstad at 123 as well. He's getting closer and closer to his second milestone of another 50 damage increase to make it 70 overall. And Kerrigan ravage, Impaling Blades, Primal Grasp, but Masquerade able to get that. Aldruin's Might to the side. Eva grabbing Impaler from mid. Fort gate and bottom lane has been opened up. It's a 7-0 kill game. Things are looking really good for Team Sweden. Wanting that map number 3 for a potential reverse sweep setup. Poke. Explosive arrow into the wave as well, just trying to clear things safely without having to step up. Last Rites Malthael, Sanctification for Laterial as well. Wrath Berserker, Dragon's Arrow, and you've got your Crystal Aegis. So there's your Frozen Punisher for the mid lane. Fallen Shaman on the top right and left will be finished out by respective sides. Dayquaza trying to soak up a bit more, but there is a bit more than a level lead, and Overpower from Diablo. Shadow touching the wall, Diva boosting around. And 13 will be picked up off this wave. Does France give this objective, or do they try and contest without their 13 talent tier? Uh-oh, Detainment Strike misses. There's going to be Ravage in, Banana Self-Cast. There's a Crystal Aegis to avoid the Primal Grasp and Impaling Blade. Apocalypse, Yasu tries to avoid that. That's an Apocalypse trigger into the Ariel. The Gust forced out by Falstad. Yasu playing off of that Dragon's Arrow Hanzo. Mecha Explosion as Kerrigan ravages onto Dayquaza, but there won't be enough damage to take down the Sonya Barbarian. Micro Miss is firing out. Falstad does have his 150 plus stack, so he's got that 70 overall damage increase from the first and second milestones of Frequent Flyer. Tame Strike onto Diva Mech, pushing her back, but that's a ton of damage onto Yasu. Another Ravage will be enough, but Kerrigan gets the auto needed. A Shadow Charge to initiate another play onto Dayquaza. Kerrigan combo misses this time. 20-7. And these defenders are looking good for the members of Sweden, who will look to push in and take down the mid lane fort. Well, Falstad clears things out on top, saving the fort front gate, and helping the team push into level 14 for scaling of this objective. Obviously no talent tier, 2 levels to go for that, but the scaling is still there, a level and a half lead. Team Sweden looking comfortable. Diablo using minion in bottom lane to Shadow Charge. Checks the camp as Sonya was kind of hanging around down here. Kerrigan ravaging around, and she'll get a few more stacks, working her way to 150, currently sitting at 162. Falstad able to barrel roll from the enemies. There's a jump from the Punisher. Last rights on the Falstad, and it's Malthael, the one taken down. Falstad's fine for the time being. Punisher gets one more Frost Nova explosion. Does shut down structures for a few seconds. Dragon's Arrow. Unfortunately, there's nothing to really play off of that. The minion wave is still here. Auto attacks onto the structure trigger the inspiration onto the Sweden minions, and it's now just a solid 2-level lead, 15-13. Next objective is going to be previewed on the minimap in just a few seconds here. We'll take a look and see where that's going to be. Falstad wants to push up bottom lane. Top lane objective up next. It's going to be a 12-minute something. 12-minute 20ers, I think, was the math on that. Scattered a poke here and there. Simple geometry is completed. And yeah, Sweden's not going to give a team fight. I mean, we got Kerrigan showing in top lane. France is like, oh, do you want to try and invade this camp and stop us from getting it? And Sweden's like, no, it's absolutely fine. We'll get our 16, and then we'll look to chase you around the map, in theory. But Kerrigan just working through these stacks. Nicely done, Gia. Paler camp from the side of France has been cleared away. Does give some experience to the enemy. Diablo coming in with the Shadow Charge. His level 16 going to be that domination with the 13 Cruelty. Stunning an enemy here with Shadow Charge. Overpower increases Diablo attack speed by 50 for 7 seconds up to 100%. Apocalypse goes out. Sanctification is the answer. Crystal Aegis was applied to Yasuo. That'll expire. They look to re-engage once again without these 16 talents here. The Ancestral Heal. Sorry, I thought I saw Ancestral there, but I misread the animation. Tyrael gets taken down. Last rights on the scope won't be enough to take down the Lord of Terror. He's going to go ahead and just auto-attack right into this Malthael, and Sonya falls as well. Banana is looking to back away. The false stat autos are pretty good. The Sacred Sweep, a Ravage from Kerrigan. Diablo goes in deep with the Shadow Charge. Ultralisk is summoned to tank tower shots. Bottom lane 4 will be lost. And we'll see the announcement of our objective very soon for the top lane. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an invade on this Fallen Shaman. Deathless, by the way. Well, actually, let's take a look here. D.Va lost 1 mech, right? D.Va hasn't even lost a mech. It is literally deathless. Wow. 13-0. Sweden giving us a show in the final series of the day. And they want that map 3, and honestly, the trajectory, it looks positive for them. As the keep gate has been weakened a little bit, can Sweden get this objective and push in for victory? They have non-stop been having dominating fights. Kerrigan with, what is that, 29 stacks needed? Gosh. At 12 minutes, 221 stacks. That's really, really nice. Painful Spikes, level 16, by the way. The enemy is hit by Impaling Blades, taking an additional 122 damage the next 6 times. Kerrigan damages them within 5 seconds. D.Va's working on objective. Falstad getting more stacks as well. And it looks like a Fallen Shaman will be grabbed over here for the top lane bolstered siege. I don't know. I don't think... Are they going to delay for 20? I feel like there is a possibility to 39 this and try and get 20. I honestly don't think it's that crazy. 16 will be picked up on the right side, though. Giant Slayer, Giant Slammer, Herodric Reforging, Malthael with his Mortality. Did go into the Death's Reach and the Massacre at 1 and 7. You also will be seeing your Reservoir of Hope for the Ariel. Every stack is 55 more energy, or more maximum energy she can pick up. D.Va's going to see the Malthael. He'll throw a Shade out. D.Va's going to start boosting rounds. Gets the last defender needed. Kerrigan is going to work on this mid lane Impaler. And that'll be cleared out. Okay, let's see. Can Sweden win it here? Ariel burns her full bar of energy to hopefully build up another one immediately so that she can just get another stack there. Fallen Shaman, Catapult, and a Mortar Punisher. The jump has not happened yet from the Punisher. Who is going to trigger it? And is there going to be a playoff for that as well from Kerrigan? D.Va boosting in. Apocalypse from Diablo, Dragon's Arrow, Crystal Aegis, the Ancestor Healing will go out on the scope. No level 20 during that time. The Farseer is picked up afterwards, but that's Malthael taken down with no buyback. Kerrigan, Psionic Shift, Diablo Hellgate, timing attack for the D.Va, and Falstad is Wind Tunnel. Masquerade is going to be taken down the left-hand side. Diablo will be traded. D.Va's going to take some damage. Punisher with a big jump onto 3 enemies. Kerrigan ravaging in as well. Diablo's working his way across the map, but I don't think Sweden are going to call for core here. Sonya, Ariel, Hanzo, defenders available. 12 on the Malthael death timer, 24 for Tyrael. And it looks like this will be Falstad done with his Mythic. Kerrigan 12 stacks away. Micro Missiles firing out. So this timing attack level 20. Micro Missiles gain additional charge. Each time Micro Missiles hit an enemy hero, reduce the cooldown by 0.5 and the charge cooldown by 0.25 seconds. Minion Wave inspired. Kerrigan ravaging onto the keep. 9 more stacks needed for her. Malthael inevitable end. Level 13 utilized to self-cleanse. Kerrigan going for a combo onto Daquaz. The Dragon's Arrow lands. That's a lot of damage onto Kerrigan. She'll be taken down. Last rights almost takes down Make. The Wind Tunnel utilized. D.Va. Emergency shielding level 16 does trigger. A quick chain heal. And the second kill over to the side of Team France as they take down the Kerrigan. And a disengage Well taps to be had. Next objective is mid lane Arcane Punisher up in about 2 minutes. Say about 17:45-ish. 33 souls for your Diablo. Big Colossal Totem slow on a Masquerade. A Hammering flies out and a few autos for Make as well. More slams out from Sonya. Good poke here and there. Diablo Shadow charging for initiation. Only hitting onto the minion wave. Diva might lose mech, and she will. No mech explosion. Diablo Hellgate overpowering one of the enemy's Ancestral. There's the Sanctification to mitigate the Apocalypse. And the Farseer's Blessing keeps Skog alive. 3 seconds on Kerrigan. The forts are still available for the members of Team Sweden. Consistent catapult pressure through top lane, no periodic or anything like that. Periodic catapults through mid and bottom, possibly consistent through a mid lane keep here, as that should be the announcement for the objective really, really soon. Kerrigan wants to finish out her stackage. She needs this and a little bit of another wave. 3 minions. And yeah, Falstad will leave this so Kerrigan can finish out. So now she has Mythic. It's like I know this game really well. Crazy. I think I'm off by like 1 or 2 seconds on the objective. Sonya and friends of Team France do have 20. Ignore Pain, Bullseye, Diamond Resolve. No one can stop Death, and Tyrael, I'm assuming is Holy Arena? He's not going to go for Trait, Trigger, Explosion, the Archangel of Justice. I gotta remember, I always remember this one. Aspect of Justice, excuse me. So it is going to be Holy Arena. Wrath Berserker from Sonya activated. Last rights on the scope won't take down the Diablo. Fire Stomp will trigger. He is currently at 59 souls. And it's 18 Skeleton Defenders in favor of Team Sweden. Top and bottom waves are pushing up. We do have Fallen Shamans clashing over here, but Catapults should speed things up. Apocalypse trigger from the Diablo. The Diva dunking in a Mech Explosion backline. Pushed back by a Detainment Strike. That's Maltheo going to buy back, and immediately the Dragon's Arrow goes out, and Diva Pilot will be taken down. Overpower onto Masquerade. Crystal Egg is applied. That's that 75 armor. And he'll be smashed into a wall once again. Ultralisk and Micromus is available, but obviously Diva's dead. Sorry, snoozing ads. Making sure you guys don't get ads at the end of this because it's really good. Gia pops Chrysalis. Overpower from the Diablo. He shadow charges onto the Sonyas. This is going to be your Kerrigan taken down. They make it the objective. No way, it was 39 to 37, and the members of Team France are going to get this Punisher in the late game. Someone will need to deal with this top and bottom wave. It looks like Sonya has Hearth back to go deal with that. Bottom lane keep is going to take some damage, but yeah, the top lane is the the higher priority.
Red team has destroyed a fort. Red team's core is under attack.
If France reverses this map, my jaw will be on my desk, man. If France turns things around post 20, I mean, it's not a crazy thing. Diva boosting in, Wind Tunnel from the Falstad, Maltheo on the left-hand side with the inevitable end. Yasuo is so very low, the Shadow Charge is good, and Diablo's back onto full souls. Maltheo's a 78-second death timer, I do believe. Take a look here really quickly and see. 89 seconds on the buyback. The keep is going to be saved. The Impaler camp of bottom lane will be cleared away. The Catapult still fixated onto the keep. We'll get 1, maybe 2 more shots. Nope. Kerrigan joining the team. Falstad has Gust up in 32. The Apocalypse forces out a Crystal Aegis. He combined that Diamond Resolve. Shadow Charge in the wall. Dayquaza gets a nice big heal. Kerrigan, her combo was kind of interrupted, but Dayquaza does go down. I think that this is going to be Team Sweden advancing into the Team France core for a possible victory. Bullseye. Man is able to back away. A Hammering does connect. Is it just going to be a keep caller, or are they waiting for the minion wave? Healing Totem from Rhaegar goes down. They're advancing into core. Team Sweden, can they make this map number 2 victory happen? take us into a map number 3. Dragon's Arrow lands, Sanctification from Tyrael with the Holy Arena 20, but there's going to be a Farseer's Blessing. Hanzo very low, will be taken down by Kerrigan. Banana avoiding an Ultralisk, but that is also going to be triple catapult through the top lane, and Team Sweden, they will take us into a map number 3 for the final series of the day. You love to see it. Is there a Finland to be achieved before the core falls? No, but that is going to be a fantastic map number 2. And let's see what ends up happening, where we're going for map 3, what we got, who gets first pick, all of that good stuff. GG's, a great day of games, and thank you all so very much for joining me. But let's go ahead and get rid of what will hopefully be the final block of ads today. As I said, if you'd like to support the stream, we are 9 subs away from our goal. If you're having a good time, if you're like, man, this casting, it's great, thank you so very much. If you'd like to start a tier 1, if you'd like to get a monthly jump scare with the tier 2s, or the best tier 3 alert in all of Twitch, it's not a bait, it's the reality of the situation. I have the best tier 3 alert in all of Twitch. And if you'd like to use Prime Gaming, all the good stuff. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Let's go ahead and roll out what I hope is the final block of ads and get ready for the final map of the day. Where we're going, well, let's find out together. It's super duper enjoyable. I personally think this is one of the best league stage days. The best series, in my opinion, was the grand finals of the Last Chance qualifier. That grand finals, the Last Chance qualifier, was so freaking good. That best of 5 series, loved it. That was also an insanely long day as well, because those series went really long. I think we had like 14 of the 15 maps on that final day. But let's get into it. Final map of today's casting, final map of this series, and we're going to find out who is going to be victorious. Team Sweden on the left-hand side, Team France on the right. And we will see your Chen, Hogger band away for Battlefield of Eternity. I really do recommend it. Or Freaky, or you subscribe to the YouTube channel, which costs you $0, and just wait for it to pop up there and check it out there. Because we do upload to YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We got a bunch of great games up there. We do edit out all of the downtime, so that's basically draft, game, post-screen, repeat until the series is over. So the YouTube channel is a really good place to find more content if you enjoy the casting, or if you just want another Here's a Storm caster in your YouTube subscription so you can have something to watch while you eat dinner. But as I said, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I only upload 3 days a week. That's what YouTube likes from my algorithm. Or for my algorithm. Hogger and Blaze will be your first 2 bans on the left-hand side for Sweden. France is going to ban out your Chen and Vala, and it's a first pick Thrall. You already subscribed to the YouTube channel? You're 2 steps ahead. I love it. Love it. Thrall first pick. Battlefield is the one map where we do see Crash Lightning. This is the only map where I really see Crash Lightning Thralls. We'll see if that'll be the case here. Typically, it's Thrall in the 4-man. Greymane ETC. So Greymane, race potential pretty good.
Here we go again.
Ooh, the Chromie's already scary out the gate. Diablo's been played. I think Anub'arak and Muradin are up. They could go for Muradin for Team France. Masquerade does like to play Muradin, especially on Battlefield. I could definitely see it. Stormbolt onto ETC is not bad either. It could be a bait ETC for the solo lane, though.
Ready for action.
But there's going to be the Muradin. I also think it works out well with the Thrall. You have Stormbolt into Feral Spirit, if this is a 4-man Thrall. And then Chromie has her artillery to blow people up. Last set of bans. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a menagerie of healer priority bans. No, they're just going to get rid of Deathwing again. Deathwing, I believe, has been perma-banned in this series. I want to say that Sweden banned it 3 times in a row. Last ban, right side. Uther could be a consideration. Divine Shield for Greymane and ETC is not bad. Hammer of Justice is a really good way to follow a power slide or even initiate one. Cho'Gall is up. Cho'Gall is up. That's a good point. Anduin, which honestly, the day is blended together. I forgot he was available. I really did think he was played already in this series. So, next picks coming out from Sweden. I'd like to see a solo lane and a healer pickup, so that way they can flex the last if they want to do sustained damage dealer or maybe a mage of their own. I could see absolutely a tracer being picked up for the side of Sweden.
The cavalry's here.
Uther's going to be there for the ETC Greymane, Tracer as well, and it looks like Sweden's like, we'll flex our solo. We are very comfortable. We want the Tracer Uther. Lock it in. And the last two picks on the right. So is it a solo lane Thrall or not? Because this would be a healer, and then your solo lane, and then Thrall in the 4-man with Chromie, Muradin, whatever healer they end up going into. Maybe a Deckard? Get some stay while and listen, lockdown. Zoning potential is really strong with Deckard. You have your multiple different Haradra cube buffs at 1, 4, and 7, depending if you like those. I'm a big fan of Ruby level 4. I love Ruby. I personally love all the gems at 1, 4, and 7, and then Perfect Gems 20 is such a good talent. Underutilized, undervalued. I understand that Respect the Elderly is strong, but I really think that Perfect Gems is super undervalued. Last pick. Up against the solo lane Thrall.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Solo lane Uther? Solo lane ETC main tank Uther. Solo lane ETC main tank Uther, I'm thinking? Man. Got sort of juked in the draft a little bit. The Tyrande, I was like, wait, what? You already have a healer. Right. Uther. All right, let's get into it. Get your gambles in. Final game of the day. Let's at least hit a $250,000 on something. Final gamble of the day. 25,000 channel points right immediately onto Team France. You still got a good 6 minutes on your Twitch prediction. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Happy Sunday. Yeah, main tank Tracer, DPS Tyrande, solo lane Uther, Greymane is your healer, and ETC is your support. Did I get that right? Oh man, today's been so much fun. Thank you, everyone. A great over 6-hour stream, I would assume here. Left side of the map is going to be Team Sweden. We've got a Maokai Tracer, Max Passion, ETC, Burgle, Tyrande, Skog, Uther, Gia, Greymane. Right side is Team France with a Banana Deckard, Yasuo Hammer, Dayquaza Thrall, Ju on the Chromie, and a Masquerade Muradin. Parting Gift Tracer, Moonlit Arrows, Hammer of the Lightbringer for the Uther as well, Sapphire Deckard, Echo of the Elements for your Thrall, Time Walk's Pursuit for the Chromie. Is our first Sentinel gonna hit? Oh god, did I miss it? No, I didn't. Where's the first Sentinel? I thought Tyrande was in mid lane, but then she wasn't, so. Did I miss the first Sentinel? I did. I don't know where it went. We don't know if the Sentinel hit unless you watch the minimap, I guess. 5-man entering in through this corridor. Masquerade with the read with a Stormbolt. Power side from ETC immediately onto Yasuo. Tracer chasing in. Face melt as well. Yasuo trying to back away, and that'll be first kill into Sergeant Hammer. Someone needs to rewind the VOD and look at the minimap for me, because I completely got juked. I didn't even see it. Hammer the Lightbringer already on 6 stacks. We do have given the axe for the Muradin, as well as the advanced artillery for the Hammer, which we did not mention. The ETC block party Greymane Viciousness. Stormbolt out from Muradin. I think he got the immediate auto. You get 2 stacks when autoing an enemy hero afflicted by a stun. And 1 stack for slowed or rooted enemies. That Horror Anomaly for the Chromie. Lunar Blaze for the Tyrande, by the way, baseline for her. 10 stacks for the 30% range increase. 20 stacks for the Piercing Sentinel. And 40 stacks will give you what used to be your level 20 every 8th attack. Fires a Lunar Flare at an enemy hero, or prioritizing an enemy hero. I have not seen a Tyrande hit 40 stacks. The most I'd say is probably mid-20s. But maybe into Sergeant Hammer, Burgle will be able to get a lot of value into this. Granted, speaking of value, Yasuo is just currently destroying this mid lane, this bottom lane Fort Gate. Burden able to Dwarf Toss to the side. Chromie with a little bit of a Sandblast coming out. A slow from Uther, or slow onto Uther from that Sapphire, but then Tracer and friends are like, cool, let's just dive onto Muradin and kill him. Chain Lightning poking here and there. 13 stacks for Dayquaza. You do have your Loons Chosen. You also see your Pursuit of Justice for the Uther. Greymane is going to go Eyes in the Dark. Monotide. Potion of Shielding as well as your Reverb. And what's ETC going into? Is he going to be Speed Metal for full utility or Face Melt? Not sure what he wants to lean into here. Greymane, though, is rotating up. Tracer hasn't chosen a 4. We do have that Siege Tactics for the Sergeant Hammer for a Neosteel Plating. Dayquaza activates Wind Fury, gets a Root onto Max Passion. Masquerade is going to Dwarf Toss in. Thunderclap comes down, Face Melt to push back them. Stormbolt does land, and Masquerade gets another hit, up to 12. Needing that 40 mark to be able to get the Piercing Stormbolt on the first target, and the 0.5 second cooldown for auto attack. Stun, Time Trap, Pulse Bomb mitigated. Tracer is low. She gets the recall with the parting gift, but immediately taken down by a Chromie Sandblast. Immediate snipe from that. Tosser Murden, Thunderclap comes down on the ground once again. There's a ton of damage on the Burgold. Scroll of Ceiling, captures a couple as Greymane is going to lunge in, but the Immortal Stun Zone. Sergeant Hammer, by the way, is currently racing on the south side of this objective area. Does look like Tyrande has the Huntress mark applied to the Immortal. You see that sort of red face, if you will. No Root onto Skog. The Loon's Chosen applied. Stun under the Tracer. She'll get a quick heal from Tyrande as well. Hammer of Justice lands onto Masquerade, who's going to be able to Dwarf Toss the side. Time Trap from Chromie does not trigger. And this is going to be Immortals in pretty good race potential for the side of Team Sweden. Chain Lightning from Thrall poking here and there, but I don't think Sweden really cares about it. Hammer race is very slow by comparison right now. And this is going to be Team Sweden with the lead, as we do have a pretty good gamble. You have your last 40 seconds to get your gambles in. If you are waiting to the last moment, now's the time. You've seen the first 5 minutes of the map, but the gamble will close as the first Immortal has gone over to the side of Team Sweden. And Cocktail splashing through the gate. Ocean's coming out. Hammer with a few blasts here and there. He shall march for Hell's Gates as Greymane lunging around. The Loon's Chosen applied. That's a lot of damage from Chromie. And Greymane does get taken down, even with 2 healers around him. The burst was high. And the Fort Gate is gonna be taken down, and that's really gonna be about it. Sapphire Deckard 1 with the Potion of Shielding and the Emerald level 7 Chromie. What's her level 10? Or 8? She's gonna go Slowing Sands. 65 stacks for Uther, by the way, and the Hammer the Lightbringer. Just another few more to go as he's needing 75. Up to 70 currently off the minion wave. But yeah, you should be able to finish it here, or if not, yeah, he's gonna be pretty close to it. Double Chain Lightning sitting here and there. Oh, it was? Thank you, Fish. That's why I thought I saw on the minimap, when you throw those Sentinels, sometimes you can see the reveal, like, slowly going away, and I thought I saw that. So thank you so very much. Okay. Appreciate you, bud. 31 stacks with the Thrall. He's 9 away from getting his second milestone, which is, first is going to be mana reduction, and then the second is the second charge, as well as the extra bounce. Tracer over here, what are we, what's Make doing? Maybe gonna catch Burgold for a bit of harassment? Let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers, though. I'm sure you're itching for some of the stats right now. Map number 3 and the final best of 3 of the day. Gilnean Cocktail gets a hit. Couple Razor Swipes from Greymane, Concussive Blast. Greymane will Razor Swipe again to the side just to avoid that Scroll of Ceiling, as the second Immortal phase will be in the north-south positioning to start. This is where we get into the RNG of it all. The first one is completely scripted in first and second phasing. And here, we just waiting to see where the second does go. But you can see on the minimap right now that slow reveal going away. I swore I had seen that. Slowing Sands to zone the enemy. It is going to be Stay Well and Listen, Blunt Force Gun, a Earthquake Thrall, and Burden Avatar. Tracer is Quantum Spike. I've been seeing that a lot more for the percent base damage on the Pulse Bomb. Stage Dive, Starfall, Curse Bullet, and Divine Shield. Blunt Force going to be fired up. That's a stage dive in from ETC for the flank. Face Melt to keep people inside the Starfall of the Toronto, but Banana is going to eat up a potion and be fine for the time being. Sergeant Hammer trying to blast into the enemies over here on the right side as the Hover Siege level 7 is going to be picked up using the edge of that to get some damage onto the Immortal.
Enough! I seek better ground.
Race, though, is looking pretty good for Team France. Quantum Spike, by the way, is a 6% on that damage buff. I guess 6% on of the character's health. Sorry, I was misphrasing that a bunch right there. Apologies. Bolt connecting onto your Uther. There's also going to be a healing debuff by 75% for 4 seconds onto him as well, but the Hammer is unable to get the last hit. The Illusion's Chosen is applied, but Toronto has no autos. And the Immortal's on defensive sides. Immortal for the members of Team Sweden a bit lower. 2-2 in kills, 10 up on both sides for your talents. Another Sentinel going out, getting some vision onto Yasu. 8 stacks on the Lunar Blaze for Toronto, 2 more, and she has a 30% range increase. No loss of stacks upon death or anything. Ooh, Scope taking a lot of damage. And this Sergeant Hammer composition doesn't look like there's a way to step into a stage dive. Is going to be that step up. There's a stay while and listen. Greymane gets a Divine Shield. Blood Force gun into Burgle. Emerald will get some healing debuff on a Max Passion who tries to back away from Blast of Hammer. Chain Lightning going out. No extra bounces. And Uther, sorry, is going to be hearthing out completely. This does look like a really good play for the members of Team France to get this second Immortal. And it's going into top lane. We know this because we can see on the minimap that the top lane fort has taken less damage. It looks like Gate is actually up and available as well. So Hammer clearing out the wave. I think they're going to delay out this wave a little bit so they can push through it. Whoa! Muradin just deleted Curse Bullet, Power Slide, and then some. That is going to stall out the advancement of this Immortal as it's going to be mostly cleared. Some damage onto the fort for sure, but I don't think the structure will be lost. Yeah, I'm glad you're feeling better, Ninja. Deckard and Uther having a little trade there and some damage. First bullet lands on Sergeant Hammer, but she's going to hover siege into a potion or 2. Lunar Flare for the 14th stack. So Toronto with 6 more stacks, she'll have the piercing value on the Sentinel. Did go into the Hunter's Fury at level 7. We've been seeing a ton of this lately, paired with the Ranger's Mark. So the Hunter's Fury, by the way. So Toronto's basic attacks against targets with Hunter's Mark bounce to nearby enemy heroes, passively increase the Hunter's Mark duration by 1 second and its cast range by 25. And then auto-attacking, the Ranger's Mark gives you your cooldown on Lunar Flare, as well as cooldown on Hunter's Mark as well, for enemy heroes that are inside the Starfall. Or not inside the Starfall, afflicted by the Hunter's Mark. That's not right. It's a confusing talent. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, basic attacks reduce the cooldown of Hunter's Mark by 2 seconds. Basic attacks against marked targets reduce the cooldown of Lunar Flare by 4. As the stage dive comes in from ETC, Chromie will be taken down by Greymane as he has the Inner Beast active. Illusion's Chosen was applied. Yasu gets hit with a Pulse Bomb. A little bit of shielding is going to be there from Potion Shielding. That is going to be Deckard. And Friends trying to save Muradin, but he will pop Avatar and be taken down. A loss of the top lane fort from the Impaler camp, and the third Immortal phase is going to be here. 13 up on both sides. Well, the big thing with this one, with the Ranger's Mark, the basic attacks reduce the cooldown of Hunter's Mark by 2 seconds, but also the attacks against the marked targets, which typically we see at level 20, the Celestial Wrath, which applies your Hunter's Mark already when enemies are inside your Lunar Flare. Sentinel goes out, hits onto the Deckard. TC is going to Hearth out. He does have Stage Dive up in 15 seconds. But the first half of the Immortal is easily over to the side of Team Sweden with 12 seconds on the Thrall Death Timer still. Ancient Blessings, Hyper Thruster Cooling, Hyper Cooling Engines. You have your Spirit Shield Thrall. Chromie does have the fast forward at her 16. Brosbeard Rage for the Muradin. Greymane with the On the Prowl. Usually it's Eager Wolf at 16 with this. So Immortals on defensive sides. We will see Fallen Shaman for top being worked on by Tracer. Fallen Shaman for bottom lane out of Sweden's side is being worked on currently. ETC is currently pushing up away from bottom. Does have Encore level 13 for 4% of the 75% or 75 second cooldown. So just looking at minimap and waiting to see what the posturing and everything. ETC getting pushed into a bit here in bottom lane. Hammer will clear out the enemy Fallen Shaman. To help with Thrall, I do believe. Slowing Sands from Chromie's zone. Another 3 levels for her needed to be able to get that unraveling. Time trap on a Tracer. No debuff, as it is the Horror Anomaly for just more time traps. No speed or armor debuff. Lunar Flare going out again. 18 stacks for the Tyrande, 2 more for the Piercing Sentinel. Stage Dive. Concussive Blast immediately pushing back ETC. Scroll of Ceiling avoided. Half a level for 16 on the left as Time Walk's Pursuit will get that vision of Make and friends. Max Passion getting chunked a little bit, stepping into that bush where the time trap is. First bullet lands onto the Sergeant Hammer. Scroll of Ceiling, once again zoning. Greymane heads to top lane for another wave, trying to get that experience. ETC is going to do the same thing in bottom. This will be France stepping up a little bit for some damage on the Immortal. Chromie throwing some Sandblast out as well, slowing Sands to zone. For all Chain Lightning, 87 stacks, maybe a little bit more here off the wave, getting close to Palpatine values. Tracer, there's the Lunar Flare mitigated by the Siege Tactics. ETC power sliding into the flank, Face Melt to harass. That's all it's going to achieve. Greymane, time stop by the Chromie. Meridian will get his Avatar activated. Masquerade, though, backs away. Inner Beast is active for the Greymane. He's actually going to go Lord of his pack level 16. Showstopper, you got the Celestial Attunement. Heavy-handed for the Tracer. Benediction for Uther right here. As Meridian's going to be taken down. Stage Dive away from... Wait, no, the Immortal does not get the spin onto ETC. I thought that was going to kill him. As no Swedish members will be lost. 16 talent tier for France as well. And the assumption is that France will lose their top lane fort. Maybe keep gate. Immortal shielding is pretty decent right now. I mean, the fort's probably going to fall before the Immortals here. Actually, I misread it. I thought the fort in bottom lane was already taken down, so this is going to be split siege from Sweden. They'll leave the Immortal to bottom lane and try and keep gate maybe more off this top. 21 stacks for the Tyrande. She has the Piercing Sentinel value. 96 for your Thrall. Getting close to finishing out is level 1. Thunderstorm at 4 of the 5 stacks for that 30% damage increase on all Chain Lightning value. Immortal bottom lane got through the gates. Hammer trying to clear this out. Meridian will scout out or maybe even slow the rotation, forcing a safer rotation to the left-hand side. And that is your Echo of the Elements level 1 done. Thrall has become Palpatine. And the fort in bottom does fall as well. Ancient Blessings coming through, slowing Sands from Chromie. Divine Shield onto Uther. Onto ETC. As Uther does go down, some Ghost Heals could be applied. Lunar Flare thrown back as a stall. Uther Ghost Orb is expired. Burgle is going to get hit with a chain. Pharaoh Spirit, G is going to try and lunge to the side, but that is a dead Worgen. ETC for top is going to power slide, face melt, and push things around. Tyrande 23 stacks, 17 to go for the Shooting Star value. Here's the big thing, though. This is still 10 seconds on Uther, 28 for the Greymane. I think this is a guaranteed keep. I do like what ETC's doing over here. He's got Stage Dive to leave. He's going to push things up, try and maybe get some work on this enemy keep while the allies defend as best they can in bottom. Hammer's still pushing in, and Masquerade, they will not call for core. Or are they? 7 on Greymane. ETC is still working on this. Is he going to Stage Dive out? I think ETC is literally trying to bait them to... Not really bait, but I think is trying to be like, hey, if you don't leave. Stage Dive out. Into the engagement. Chromie does have that unraveling level 20. There's a Blunt Force gun for the Sergeant Hammer. Benediction into the Meridian, who is marked with the Huntress. That's a time trap from Chromie. Healing debuff as well. Masquerade can't chase in. Top keep.
I fight for the glory
Not going to be
of the
taken
high
down just yet.
heavens.
And our next immortal phase is here. Sentinel off from Tyrande. There's the piercing value. Does ETC go to clear this, to push it and take down the keep? I don't think he's going to be able to do so.
You're becoming more like your father.
I am? What's up, Vita? Siege tactics, scroll a ceiling, slowing sands. A lot utilized here to make sure that no one advances into hammer. The Quaz are working on the camp on the right side. Full thunderstorm as well for that 30% damage increase. Oh boy, it's a tense one here. I'm not gonna lie. Lightning pokes on a max passion. Oh, I just got a snooze button back. Let's go, dude. We were literally about to have ads hit us in a minute. I just got a snooze. Okay, they just got to beat the map in 6 minutes here. As Muradin goes down, stage dive in from ETC. That's going to be a face mode to push people around. The ETC gets the backline onto this Chromie. She gets the time trap, and with that Adhoral Anomaly and that Time Walk's Pursuit, she's able... Sorry, with the Adhoral Anomaly... Oh, god dang it. The Time Walk's Pursuit, she has the faster arming time to get that trigger onto ETC, but Decker Kane's still going to be taken down here. And the Immortals raced on by Team Sweden. This will go into bottom lane. Is this a setup for Sweden to get a Immortal to push in for maybe a map victory? Oh god, such an exciting game today. Straight race. Tyrande and Uther will head to the right side. Gia is still going to work on the left. Slowing Sands, Concussive Blast. Sko gets chugged because of that. Tracer steps up, Pulse Bomb onto Yasuo, Parting Gift as well. Armor did get applied from Siege Tactics of Hammer, and Greymane still in Worgen form. Crowd Pleaser, Celestial Wrath. That is going to be Blunderbuss as well. Uther, I assume, is Redemption, and that is the 1-2 punch of Tracer. Or sorry, get stuff. 1-2 punch is one. Earth and Shields, Respect the Elderly, Ultra Capacitors. Muradin is Hardened Shield. Okay, Sentinel gets some vision of the enemies in their defensive posture. ETC is going to try and get the top lane keep during this time. He has that stage dive to join in. Off cooldown with Crowd Pleaser level 20. This Immortal is not getting a ton of value. ETC is nearly going to take down the top lane keep. Blunderbuss level 20 from the Greymane with that splash beyond the gate, but Benediction onto Muradin. Lunar Flare misses. Hardened Shield is there. Burgle gets taken down by Chromie. ETC is not going to stage dive in. He's still working on the top lane wave. Stay a while. Stage dive into the stay a while and listen with the unraveling from Chromie. Divine Shield gets cast with Bulwark of Light just a little too late. Stormbolt doesn't time out right, but Uther is dead. I don't see a world where Uther's going to be able to back away. 35% slow from the Herodric Cube. Tracer is going to try and assist Gia, as this is Team France chasing on to the Greymane. A lone Tracer to defend, and Team France are going to be taking map number 3 in the final series of the day. I can't believe it. What a crazy play. But it is Make recall. They want the kill. Is going to be picked up, and that'll be Team France with a map number 3 victory in our final map of the day. GG, well played. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and go through all of these stats for all of you really quickly. A nice 6-hour day of casting, a wonderful afternoon and morning. And once again, if you got rated on over, be sure to give the channel a follow. Support the channel, all that good stuff. We do stream 6 days a week. Monday's my only day off. Tuesdays and Thursdays is typically Heroes Lounge or NGS or whatever casting I can get my hands on, even if there's scrims. And then Wednesdays are typically some variety. We're doing some Kaizo Mario now. Friday is typically FromSoft Suffering. Saturday and Sunday is more of this tournament. So if you enjoyed yourself, be sure to drop a follow. We'll see. Well, you know, if you'd like to support the stream with a sub or anything like that, it's much appreciated. But let's go ahead and get a host and raid going this